Hey guys, we're Heavy Metal Ice Cream from St. Louis, Missouri.
And thank you for coming and watching our first YouTube tutorial.
And today, we're going to be making peanut butter and strawberry jelly flavored ice cream.
And at the end of the video, tell us in the comments below what you thought of our tutorial.
But before we dive right in, we're going to take a look at all the tools, utensils, bowls, etc. that you're going to need in order to make your peanut butter and strawberry jelly flavored ice cream. 1 or 2 wire whisks, a medium to large stock pot, a sharp knife, a large mixing bowl, a ladle and a stirring spoon, fine mesh strainer, a cooling rack, a candy or digital thermometer, an immersion blender, a bowl or a bucket to store your finished ice cream base, a quality ice cream maker of your choice. The way we create our ice cream base is a method called a creme anglaise ice cream base. It's basically a custard ice cream base with the primary ingredients of heavy cream, milk, sugar, and the most important part in our eyes, egg yolks and lots of them. Next, we're going to teach you how to set up your workspaces into stations and where you'll need which items for each step of the process. This will help you stay organized instead of fumbling for items you need during time-sensitive steps of cooking your ice cream base. Station number 1 will be your cooking station. Here you will need your stovetop, your saucepan or pot for cooking the base, a whisk, and a good cooking thermometer. Always have hand towels or napkins ready in case of spills and splatters. Ice cream is a messy process in the kitchen. Station number 2 is your tempering station. You're going to need a bowl for the yolks, a whisk, a ladle, and a cooling rack to set your hot pot on during the process. Have towels ready as speediness takes priority over drips and splatters. Station number 3 is your flavoring station. This is where you will combine your creme anglaise ice cream base with whatever flavors that make up your ice cream. In our case today, this is where we will combine various ingredients along with our peanut butter. Feel free to use smooth or chunky. Today, we're using smooth peanut butter.
Let's have a look at all the ingredients we're going to use to make our ice cream recipe.
Heavy whipping cream, whole milk, granulated sugar, egg yolks, cream cheese, sea salt, vanilla extract, smooth peanut butter, corn syrup, fresh strawberries, and fresh lemons. At your flavor combining station, begin slicing your plain cream cheese into thin slices. Cream cheese has a higher fat content, and since fat repels water, it makes it an excellent addition to ice cream bases to help prevent later ice crystal formation, which can give the final frozen product an off-putting mouthfeel. It also adds a full-bodied flavor in small amounts that gives our ice cream a unique taste that many others don't have. Begin arranging your room temperature cream cheese slices in a layer along the bottom of your mixing bowl or bucket that you've set aside for your ice cream base. You can now set this aside for a bit. Now we're going to begin combining our ingredients for the creme anglaise ice cream base. We'll start with the basis for all best ice cream recipes, which is heavy whipping cream. Always try to use the highest fat content possible, which is usually around 35 to 40% milk fat. The next up is either your whole milk or your half and half. Whichever you choose, just try to make sure you go with a ratio of 2 parts heavy cream to 1 part whole milk for maximum creaminess, and butterfat content is your end result. Next, regular white granulated sugar is always your best bet for flavor. Heavy Metal Ice Cream prides itself on focusing on the flavor of our ice cream rather than extreme sugary sweetness, so we tend to use less than the chains. Adjust this to your own tastes. The fourth component of your creme anglaise custard ice cream base is the most important behind the cream itself, the egg yolks. Most recipes call for an average of 4 per quart. We use a full dozen. That's 48 large yolks for every gallon of ice cream we make, and it's a huge factor in the resulting creaminess that we're becoming quickly known for. Yolks add a richness and a smoothness to ice cream texture that can't be touched by other ice cream cooking methods. It certainly won't make your recipe any cheaper, and it makes the process much more time-consuming, but the end result is beyond compare. You'll notice we don't pre-mix the sugar and the egg yolks. Sugar is hygroscopic, and will pull the water out of the eggs, causing the egg proteins to clump, creating lumps in your mixture no matter how well you whisk. Instead, add the sugar to the milk and cream. We allow the sugar granules a few minutes to plump and fill with the dairy before applying heat for maximum flavor. We realize 90% of ice cream recipes do this differently, but we err on the side of caution and quality and allow the creme anglaise base to dissolve our sugar first. In the end, is one really better than the other? Probably not taste-wise, but it works for us. Cook the mixture gently to an internal temperature of 160 degrees Fahrenheit using your candy or digital thermometer to track the progress, stirring constantly. At this point, you will remove your pot from the heat and transfer over to your tempering station. Reaching 160 degrees will destroy salmonella if present. It will also set the mix to a slightly thicker consistency, making it ready to temper into your egg yolks. Temper your egg yolks by quickly ladling a small ladle of hot dairy base into the bowl of yolks one at a time, constantly whisking the entire time. Basically, if you can remember rubbing your belly and patting your head at the same time as a kid, then you can temper egg yolks successfully. The trick is to keep the whisk moving the entire time without stopping. Stopping can cause the hot dairy mixture to scorch the protein molecules, resulting in curdled yolks. And if you're wondering, yes, that basically means scrambled eggs. We do not want scrambled eggs in our ice cream, needless to say. This may seem like a super stressful process, but I assure you after a while it becomes second nature. Take a breath and remember above all else, keep that whisk moving. Once you get to a 1-to-1 ratio of yolks to dairy mixture, you will now have a tempered custard that is safe to pour back into your sauce pot. Now that we've brought our yolks up to temperature, we're going to transfer them back to the pot. Quickly and firmly grasp your bowl by both sides and pour as a steady stream back into your pot. But wait, let's go back and watch that in slow-mo. See the lip of that bowl? That's right, no lumps, chunks, or scrambles. You're looking for a nice, smooth waterfall of delicious custard, just like this one. Even though we use yolks that are pre-pasteurized and none of our dairy is raw to begin with, cooking everything together until it is all brought up to beyond 160 degrees assures safety and a significantly smaller chance of bacteria or foodborne illnesses. Translation? Yay for not killing people! You're going to transfer your mixture back to the stovetop. We're going to bring the mixture back up in temperature, this time to a sweet spot of somewhere between 168 and 172 degrees. This not only makes sure your yolks are brought beyond a safe 160 degrees, but it forms a thicker, creamier consistency of your base, resulting in better ice cream. Try your best to never go above 172 degrees, as this will start to degrade flavor in your ice cream base. Now you're going to return to Station 3, your flavoring station where you earlier cut up your cream cheese and set it into your final mixing bowl or bucket. You are going to quickly and carefully pour your hot custard mixture over the room temperature cream cheese and leave it to sit before doing anything with it. This will give it time to soften even further. At this point, you will get your peanut butter and begin to spoon it evenly into the custard base. Again, you can use smooth or crunchy, but for this peanut butter and jelly ice cream recipe, we've used smooth. Let the cream cheese and peanut butter sit in the hot ice cream base for about 5 minutes to soften to a manageable temperature for blending. This is where the flavors will really start coming together. You're going to grab your immersion blender and get started. If you don't have one, don't worry. Transferring the mixture in small batches to a regular blender will work just as well with a little patience. Another alternative is even using a small hand mixer, or if you're determined, a whisk and some elbow grease will get the job done. The temperature of the base will help things along if that's the case. Start by pushing the mouth of the blades of the blender down over the larger chunks of cream cheese and peanut butter until there are smaller, more manageable chunks. From here, swirling the blender around your bowl or bucket should fully incorporate everything until completely uniform and smooth. Now it's time to begin bringing down the temperature of your mixed base. We're going to create what's called an ice bath. Simply find a bowl or bucket roughly twice the size of the bowl containing your ice cream base and fill it halfway with ice. Pour in about half as much cold water as you have ice, and then submerge your ice cream base bowl into the ice bath. Our goal is to bring the base temperature down to at least 40 degrees as quickly as possible. It is between 140 down to 40 degrees where bacteria like to reform. So the more quickly we can get to that temperature, the less danger there is of bacteria formation. Now we'll add our last couple of flavors to the peanut butter base before moving on to the strawberry jelly ripple recipe. Start by sprinkling your salt into the quickly cooling base and give it a good spin with the immersion blender. Then we're going to add our vanilla. You can use extract or imitation vanilla flavoring depending on your tastes and budget. We want to make sure the temperature is below 99 degrees before adding, as I've always found any higher than this can leave a scorched, cotton-mouthy type of feel to your vanilla flavor, and we definitely want to avoid that. You may be wondering why you would add vanilla to a peanut butter ice cream recipe. It's simply a matter of preference, but I always find that vanilla gives a boost to almost any ice cream flavor profile, from fruit-flavored ice creams to even chocolate. Keep it moderate and you'll notice it gives your peanut butter ice cream recipe a slight edge. Cover your ice cream base well and it's off to the fridge for flavor development. I recommend letting your flavors bloom at least overnight for maximum intensity. Everything will taste more pronounced if the flavors get time to permeate the molecules of the entire ice cream base. If overnight is not possible, you will want to shoot for at least 6 to 8 hours at rest. Make sure your base is being stored at a maximum of 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The next part of our peanut butter and strawberry jelly ice cream recipe is to make the strawberry jam part. This is a very simple mixture of how we make our fruit ripples for ice cream using fresh fruit, sugar, and light corn syrup as the base. We begin by filling a large saucepan or pot with fresh, ripe, in-season strawberries. The redder the better. Look for as little white in the berry as possible, and remember dark red means sweeter than bright red. Then add your granulated sugar and your light corn syrup. Please don't mistake this as high fructose corn syrup, which is a completely different and very unhealthy thing for your body. Corn syrup basically just keeps your fruit ripples fluid and soft in your frozen ice cream instead of freezing hard like candy would, since it is essentially a liquid version of your granulated sugar. Sugar has a much lower freezing point than water, so it helps ice cream stay scoopable and sauces and ripples like this stay nice and runny instead of a hard mass. We will also be adding a healthy squeeze of lemon and some salt to up the brightness and intensity of your strawberry flavor. With more dominating flavors like peanut butter, it's easier for sweeter flavors to get lost in the mix without a little contrasting boost. Let this simmer on medium to high heat until your berries are soft and mashable. At this point, we can take our immersion blender straight into the pot itself, provided it's sturdy enough, and blend your strawberry jam base while it is still piping hot. You'll want it a semi-smooth consistency without taking out all of the lumps to keep an authentic, homemade jelly jam type of texture. You can of course use a strainer to mash out any seeds, but we like to keep a little texture to keep our taste buds happy and busy. Let this set up in your refrigerator overnight, just as your ice cream is, and it will thicken up to a sweet, syrupy ripple consistency that's perfect for layering in your ice cream. At this point, your patience is paid off, and it's now the next day and time to churn your ice cream. Your flavors have bloomed in the fridge overnight, and you are ready to make your peanut butter ice cream base. You're going to start by powering up your ice cream machine. Ours has a pre-cool feature, which is amazing because it saves you from having to freeze the ice cream barrel in your freezer for a couple of hours before churning each batch like many models do. This recipe can be done with either method, however, just at different speeds for the final product. Our machine will pre-cool for about 15 minutes before being ready for your peanut butter ice cream base to be poured in. This will usually take anywhere from 20 to 45 minutes depending on the type of base you are making and the sugar content. Bases with a higher sugar content freeze more slowly. This base takes about 30 minutes to complete. Slowly and carefully pour the cold peanut butter ice cream base into the machine's canister. Hit start on your machine to allow the churning cycle to begin. Once the machine begins to churn, it will go from a liquid to a soft, frosty type of consistency, almost like that of a milkshake. This is how you will know you're just about finished. Your machine will generally alert you that your batch is finished. Once it does, take your ice cream canister out of the machine and get ready to layer it into the container of your choice for final freezing. Prepare your freezing containers and first get ready to scrape the churning blade of your machine. It can be a little tedious, but be thorough as you don't want to throw away good ice cream. For your gourmet peanut butter and jelly ice cream, you are going to alternate layers of peanut butter ice cream with strawberry jam ripple that we made earlier the day before. We use a sauce type of squeeze bottle to layer our sauces and ripples into our ice creams. Continue the layering process until your large storage container or individual ice cream containers are full to the point where there will be practically zero air between the top and the lid. You can eat your ice cream as is immediately, but it is recommended that you place your container in the freezer for a minimum of 6 hours to achieve perfect frozen ice cream consistency. Take 4. Thanks for watching this video tutorial on how to make gourmet peanut butter and jelly ice cream. We really hope you enjoyed it.
If you tried out this recipe at home, make sure you let us know how it went in the comments below.
One more time. Also, let us know in the comments below what flavor you would like to see us do a tutorial on in the near future. Maybe a chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, something crazy and off the wall. We are heavy metal ice cream, so bounce it off us and we'll see what we can do.
Click record too, click record. Okay. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the like, thumbs up thing.
Okay? Do it again.
You have to click the bell to be notified. Subscribing doesn't notify them. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you click the thumbs up button to like it.
And if you'd like to see more recipe tutorials on how to make gourmet ice cream in the future from our channel, make sure you subscribe to us and click the bell below so you can get notifications every time we have a new video. One more time.
You changed it up a lot, man.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Heavy Metal Ice Cream.